How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review. A little bit of hot butcher up in this piece, son, in the form of their beef dipped. What does beef dip mean? I don't know. Kind of sounds like a sexual euphemism to me. Yeah, it's kind of... There's usually a rhyme or... Actually, there's no rhyme or reason. I was going to say there's a rhyme or reason to a lot of the cans and names and stuff like that that Hot Butcher does, but there's really not. At least as I could see. And something about this just tickles me pink. I mean, it's called beef dip, but my favorite part about this can is that you have the lettering here. Down here, it tells you what the beer is, which is a Simcoe hopped double India Pale Ale, 7.5%. And you have the picture of the one-eyed Jetsa drawn ox. And you have beef dipped, which is like way off center. Like, that's the center of the can, but beef dip is like off center on purpose. Shit like that just turns me on. So, yeah, I got a beer mail from Hot Butcher yesterday. And, yeah, I'm kind of excited to give this a whirl. I love their hazies, but they sent me a lot of lower ABV stuff. This is your 7.5% typical fare you get from them. But a lot of stuff, they sent me a Kolsch, a lot of like 5% jam. So I'm super excited. I'm going to Shelton Brothers Festival. By the time I post this, it'll probably be past. But I'm going to Shelton Brothers Festival, and they usually send me doubles of everything. So I can't wait to bring some of those up there and share with some of the brewers and some of the festgoers and stuff like that. So pinky finger. You know, tight pack bubblehead, infinite creaminess. I mean, it's not turkey gravy, but that's not going to be confused of being a non-hazy. And then on the back here we have ripe berry, dank greens, and sweet grapefruit. Nothing about beef. See, I think of beef dipped, I think of savoriness. Not exactly what I usually think of when it comes to new school hazies. Let's get a nose. Yeah, I mean, that has that little bit of carbonic acid thing going on when it comes to the actual, like, kind of a carbonation. The way it comes off is that little bit of seltzery vibe, but then you definitely get those big kind of OJ vibes. Huge melon character in there and the soft grapefruit. So soft citrus, melon, grapefruit, digging it. Not overly sweet, but it's got that little carbonic thing. We'll see what happens. Let's dive in. Cheers. Ooh. That's way tastier than I thought it was going to be. Usually when I get that kind of whiff, or that soft, seltzery, kind of carbonic acid thing, I kind of prepare myself for a little bit of over-bittering. Not that it's not there, but usually when you get that carbonic acid, it kind of knocks down that mouthfeel and sweetness and everything. Not that I want an overly sweet beer, but it ends up being this kind of dry, seltzery thing. You're getting a touch of it in here, but the rest of the bits and pieces of the beers definitely kind of follows through, kind of helps that. There's a nice sweetness to that bitterness. They're both very sharp. There's no rounded edges here. It's kind of bittering on one end, sharp on the other, and it's very meaningful in a fun way. It's very much tang, very much citrus, very orange, grapefruit leaning on that end. I get that soft melon vibes. Now the green portion, the bittering portion, it's a green dankiness, but it's not like weed or pulling weed, smoking weed, any of that. It's kind of a generic greenness, if I were going to say. But I think it might be a soft kind of vegetal, kind of basil, like tomato stocky greenness, if anything. But it's got this really nice kind of pop of this kind of confectionery drink sweetness, very tang-like. It doesn't taste artificial. Even though it's artificial, like that means artificial, what I'm saying, it's welcomed in the beer. It's got a nice pop to it. So you get that bittering, there's a nice dryness to it I haven't spoken about, and then you get that nice sweet, and they're all individual. More times than not, I actually poop on a beer for being very kind of, not all the layers are cohesive, but every now and then those individual layers can make up something really fun and really tasty, and that's kind of where it kind of works in this one. Based off of Nose's beer, like I said, I was kind of surprised. I thought it wasn't going to be something I dug, and I really liked the taste of it on the first sip, but each subsequent sip gets a little bit tastier and tastier. Let's put it this way. This is kind of my broken book soapboxing, or broken record. Broken book. Broken book doesn't do anything. Kind of soapbox I get on. I talk about Hot Butcher is the fuckduckery. You know, when they do stuff that ends up coming off a bit unique to me, and that's why I dig it. Now, this isn't unique. I've had these kind of beers from before, a little bit of dancing gnome in here, a little bit of foam in here. Not as carbonic as those beers, but it's something I haven't had a ton of from this flavor profile, and how it projects itself is not something I've had a ton of from Hot Butcher. So to get those kind of bits and pieces of the beer, I dig, man. I dig it. I'm a fan. Value availability, it's Hot Butcher. I assume their prices are kind of, I think they're a little bit below market value. Let's put it that way. Actually, not brewery only, because they don't sell at the brewery. It's all kind of distro based, and leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you like New School Haze, you don't mind a little bit of bitterness, and you dig on those kind of Dancing Gnome foamy beers because it has that little bit of carbonic acid that doesn't get in the way of the beer for me, but it's definitely there. So it's something that is on your kind of list of things you dig or beers you dig. If you don't even know what that is, but you just kind of like, I really like foam and Dancing Gnome, this will definitely do you proper. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little hot butcher jam right now. And hopefully see you next time. Beef dipped.